Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México, Facultad de Estudios Superiores, Acatlán. English Literature 1. Hello everybody, our team members are Jessica, Eduardo, Fatima, and Israel. During this video we will talk about two aspects of literature. These are utopia and dystopia. But first, it is important to have in mind the definitions of the two sides of the same coin. On the one hand, utopia is a society or community setting wherein the people experience the ideal and most perfect life possible. Utopia is what many would think as a paradise. The term was first coined by Thomas More in his official publication entitled Utopia, back in 1516. In his Utopia, he described an imaginary and solitary island where everything seems to be running smoothly. It is like looking at blue skies, warm and bright sunlight, working in clean, spacious buildings, living with friendly people, going to work happily and harmoniously coexisting with everyone. On the other hand, dystopia highlights the complete opposite, which is a place of extremely unpleasant living and working conditions for most people. A dystopian world, also known as antitopia or cacatopia, is totally run down. Dystopia was also coined at the same time as utopia. However, its usage became known only in the late 19th century. The sun may not be shining and the buildings are mostly in ruins. The people, if there are any left, are annoying and unfriendly. Going to work is always a painful experience, and everyone seems not to have settled their differences yet. After having established the difference between utopia and dystopia, we will go to the point. We will talk about three of the most representative English literary works. These works are 1984 by George Orwell, Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, and Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. 1984 is a dystopian novel published in 1949 by the English author George Orwell. The novel takes place in Airstrip 1, formerly Great Britain, a province of the superstate Oceania. Oceania is a world of perpetual war, omnipresent government, surveillance, and public manipulation. Oceania's residents are dictated by a political regime, euphemistically named English socialism. The superstate is under the control of the privileged elite inner party. The inner party persecutes individualism and independent thinking, and it is enforced by the police. Big Brother is the party leader. He oversees everything, but he is not interested in people. He is just interested in power. Now, let's have a look at Fahrenheit 551. It is a novel by the American writer Ray Bradbury, and it was published in 1953. The novel presents a future American society where books are forbidden and firemen are in charge of burning them. The book explains the title Fahrenheit 451, the temperature at which book paper catches fire and burns. The lead character is a fireman named Montag, who becomes disillusioned with the role of censoring works and destroying knowledge. He eventually gives up his job and joins a resistance group who memorize and share the world's greatest literary and cultural works. Brave New World is a novel written in 1931 by the English author Aldous Huxley, and it was published in 1932. It takes place in London in the year 2540 or 632 after Ford. The novel anticipates developments in reproductive technology, sleep learning, psychological manipulation, and classical conditioning that are combined to make a profound change in society. There are some similarities among these works. The three of them imagine a technocratical social order maintained through oppression and regimentation. In fact, public distrust, police, related states, poverty, suffering, and oppression are some of their characteristics.
Created using Powtoon.